another remake of Miami Vice in the works. So, Miami Vice is going to be remade by Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski. Now, this is coming to us from our friends over at Variety, saying that Top Gun Maverick filmmaker Joseph Kosinski is set to direct a Miami Vice remake for Universal Pictures. Dan Gilroy, of course of Nightcrawler and the Bourne Legacy fame, is adapting the screenplay. Though plot details haven't been revealed, the movie is based on the 1980s TV series starring Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas as undercover detectives in South Florida. The neon-hued show ran on NBC for 5 seasons from 1984 to 1989. A film version was first attempted in 2006 with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell leading the cast. I never caught that one. Did you guys watch that?
It rules.
Does it rule?
When this story came along, our show notes, I'm like, Rob's gonna go off on that.
I mean, look, man, it is Michael Mann's most underrated movie, with the possible exception of the director's cut of Black Hat, which is on Arrow, and you should check it out because it's a lot better than you remember. But Miami Vice kicks ass. I mean, Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell were great as Crockett and Tubbs.
Yes, I even had this prepped because I knew.
Lee, I haven't prepped it.
No, I said I had
Jonathan
this picture. I had this picture prepped because I knew you were going to go off.
Oh my God, do I love this movie? It's, I mean, it is. I love the language. And by the way, there are some people that will tell you that they prefer the theatrical cut that just opens with Jay-Z and what Lincoln is it? Linkin Park's "Numb."
Right.
Or is that Linkin Park and Jay-Z's?
Yeah.
Which is a great song, by the way. Do, 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 do. Awesome. I prefer the director's cut that opens with the cigarette boat race, regatta, in the middle of Miami Harbor, whatever that is. A lot of people don't like that, but I like that boat race, and I think it begins quite well.
Well, since I've never seen it, I'll
just
watch
like
it.
jumping into the action.
I will give it another shot, but I just felt the narrative clarity on that film. I'm like, what are they trying to accomplish in this movie? Like, what is the plot?
It's got one of the great sound designed gun battles at the end.
Oh.
You just pointed out something.
I'm a fiend for mojitos.
And my mind is blown right now. Every time I hear this Top Gun director's name, it's Joseph Kosinski. I automatically think of Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 40X. And how he's doing F1, right?
Yep.
40X. And I forgot Miami Vice has boats. 40X,
40?
land, sea, and air.
Dude.
He's doing all 3.
Damn.
See?
Okay.
I think Miami Vice predates, although I will say this, I do have a banging Miami Vice steelbook
What?
that came
I'm
out a couple
shocked.
years ago. I know.
So
What, you?
I know. I'm telling you.
I
And Michael Mann he pioneered using Viper cameras, video cameras, because he wanted to, quote, see into the night. And that's what he did on Collateral. Well, he perfected that. I mean, let me just tell you, Miami Vice is a beautiful looking film, even though it was shot on, technically, it was digitally captured.
I do have to bring up, though, that it grossed 165 and the budget was 135. So this did not do well.
You know what? Not all greatness can be measured in dollars.
Sure.
Oh,
but when
man.
you're looking at doing a remake of a film, and you had the last remake, decidedly quite a while ago, not do well, do you think that there is still a want and desire for a Miami Vice film? Do you think people are really into this? Because Top Gun, we did have that kind of nostalgia ping, and that was such a classic film that people gravitated towards that, but then other folks who never saw the original film or anything also really vibed with it. Do you think that same kind of effect can happen for a new Miami Vice?
I mean, it's a good question. Miami Vice is literally 40 years old now. And do people remember it? It was such a iconic. I mean, the actors alone that appeared in Miami Vice episodes.
Oh yeah,
it has one of the. It has a murderer's row of actors. Everybody from Julia Roberts to Bruce Willis. I mean, everybody appeared in.
It was the Love Boat of its time.
It was.
Truly.
It's time. But and the music too. I mean, the use of "In the Air Tonight." You can go to YouTube and just go Miami Vice "In the Air Tonight."
That theme is great.
And you just get it. They're just driving to "In the Air
Well,
Tonight."
that show was really, it was for the MTV generation. Like, that's what they were going for.
I mean, Sir Mix-a-Lot would not have sung his song "My Testarossa" if there was no Miami Vice. I'm just saying. Yeah, I would say not sung. Would you say rap?
Okay, we move on when you reference Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Come on, man. I'm from Seattle. We got Macklemore and we got Mix-a-Lot. Macklemore's dead to me. Mix-a-Lot will always be.
Mix-a-Lot is always alive in our hearts. Yeah.
Posse on Broadway.
But this director seems to be going for a lot of action with what he has done and what he's doing in the future. I mean, F1 is really good.
Kaczynski, I mean, look, I liked Oblivion.
I liked Oblivion as well. That's the one with Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, and then
no one liked that
Maverick and F1, and he did the firefighter movie.
Firefighter.
Yeah, the firefighter movie. I think
Only the Brave?
Only the Brave. The firefighter movie.
Although every time I see Kaczynski, I feel like, is he related to Matthew Modine in some way?
Seems like it, right?
Yeah.
They have very similar faces.
Yeah.
Who I wanted to be our SAG president. Love Matthew Modine. Do you guys think that because of his collaborations with Tom Cruise, we could expect some kind of cameo from him in this? Or small role?
That's a good question.
What if
Oh,
he plays?
man.
He's actually the main actor.
He could play Castillo.
Ooh.
As a matter of fact, you could bring Edward James Olmos back to play Castillo.
That's true.
He could
You
still
could.
kick ass.
You could.
Do you know that there's an actual like ninja episode of Miami Vice?
No, because I've only seen things in syndication. Because
Well,
this is a little before my time, so my mom would watch reruns.
I do have the entire series on Blu-ray, and you could watch it all. If you
Oh,
want.
dude, let's go.
It'll be interesting to see who he casts as, or who they cast.
Do we
as
get
the-
Don
Yeah,
Johnson
it really
back in
comes
this?
down to
Or
it.
does Brad Pitt
Yeah.
play Don Johnson's role? Since he was just an F1, would Brad Pitt play that role really well?
You know what? He's older than
Yeah,
Crockett
that's what
is,
I'm saying. Is he going to go younger or older?
But Brad Pitt could play a Crockett.
yeah, I could see him playing a Crockett.
I don't think their age is that far apart.
No.
No. Well, and how important is it to have, kind of
Shit, man,
detectives
you
who
could get
know?
Jamie Foxx to come back and play Tubbs with Brad Pitt as Crockett.
I personally
I
would
wouldn't
go.
be mad about it.
I
I
personally
would.
It'd
would
be
go
like
with a
across
younger-
the Spider-Verse of Miami Vice. It's like, oh, I'm the Crockett in this world.
Yeah.
Rob, would you
6.6.
Jamie Foxx was great as Tubbs.
Would you rather them go older in the cast, like older or like more of a younger? What would you prefer?
But you know what the thing is? The thing is, younger actors. If you were to cast actors of today that were the same age as Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas,
Right,
they would seem too young.
right. They would.
Actors today are too. They're too. I mean, if you cast actors in their mid-30s, they seem too
Right.
young.
In the 70s, a lot of people had city miles on them. And
They did.
Well, a lot of people smoke and drink for breakfast.
yeah, exactly.
And that aged them real quick.
Yeah, I
mean,
have
go back
family
and
members
watch
who were
the
having
original-
parliaments with their orange juice. You know what I mean? So,
The original taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which is a great movie. I don't think there's an attractive person amongst the cast of thousands. They all look like great New York faces, led by the great Walter Matthau.
I mean, yeah.
heartthrob.
So
He was the best looking guy in that movie.
Babe, awooga.
what?
For this movie to work, though. All right. For a Miami Vice film to actually work well and theoretically make some money, what do you all need from this? Because again, this is something that I did not watch regularly. I don't have that connection to. What would you want from this to have it succeed as a Miami Vice film for you personally?
You need to have the band Polyphia redo the Miami Vice, Jan Hammer's Miami Vice theme with all electric,
That's it. That's
shredded electric guitars.
Okay.
Because that would get the kids in.
Yeah, for me, it would be. We don't get a lot of cool boat chasing movies or boat action. Make it like be a big part of it. Like
Okay.
do the Fast and the Furious, but on boats, and make it 40x, a 40x worthy, and that would work for
Ray
me.
is already ready.
Because 40x, they'll splash water on you. They have no shame.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have no
Also,
shame.
I mean, the real thing about Miami Vice was it was really, about the drug trade.
Right.
Yeah.
In Miami. What you need to do is popularize cocaine again and get good fentanyl-free cocaine and flood
Yeah.
the United States with it.
Make cocaine
And
great again.
Make cocaine great again.
Yeah.
And that will make Miami Vice a viable film that will become topical.
Make Cocaine Great Again is not part of this show or any of its
Makaga.
other people's thoughts, feelings, or
Makaga.
concerns.
So anyone holding kilos of cocaine, hold on to it, because when Miami Vice comes out,
Your stock's going
Your
to go
stock is going
way
way
up.
up. That's true.
I mean,
in this
but-
economy, you should hold on to
But
it.
in all seriousness, that was what the show really was
Yeah, it
about.
Of course it
Yeah.
was.
It
You
Yeah.
was
know,
drug-
it was on the heels of Brian De Palma's Scarface,
Yeah.
and it was in the Rush. It goes the yayo. I mean, Rush. Sorry, that was a
Obviously,
little Blondie.
Well,
do
what-
we
what
need
was-
to change the drugs then for a modern audience?
But that would be no fun anymore.
that's what I was going to ask. Do they get with what is going on right now, or do they pretend that none of it's like? Do they go from cocaine to what, fentanyl, whatever?
Well, that's
whatever.
the problem. What do you do?
I know. The chemistry between the two is very important.
See,
as
because
well.
Absolutely.
The problem is that I was just going to say the problem is that none of those drugs are like quote unquote sexy.
No.
Whereas like the whole thing with cocaine is like you could think of like you know, people in like a club dancing and everything, whatever, and like sheer dresses and this and that. But like fentanyl, it's like just people missing teeth and like they're just depressed and
Or
like
like
they lost their
teenagers
job
overdosing.
and they're losing weight rapidly. It's like there's nothing sexy.
Maybe it's
about that.
Ozempic. They're bringing
Maybe.
in super Ozempic.
Or this could be a period piece, right? That we had that suggested in the chat too of sci-fi extremists saying maybe this is set in the time of you know, that
That'd
early
be great.
80s
But
kind
then
of
it'll end
situation.
up, the thing is, look, one of the great things about Miami Vice were the fashions. You know, when you're wearing Genera loafers without socks and you've got peach colored t-shirts over a nice linen jacket.
Yeah, man.
I love the fashions of Miami Vice. There's pictures of me trying to emulate those fashions back
Oh,
in
I
the
know.
day.
Ray thinks they're the coolest, where he calls you Zach Morrison.
Yeah, and it was. I don't know if that would work today.
There are quite a few shots of Rob in a Laserdisc shop that I'm like, that is a handsome man.
Yeah, handsome man. Oh, Pound Town Daily passenger. On that Pound Town train.
Wow.
From Warner Brothers lot to the Pound Town station.
Hey, we have other news topics.
Okay,
Yeah, we do.
Wow, Miami Vice.
guys.
What a big topic that
it was a really big topic.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Put
Let
it in
us
the comments
know.
below.
Yeah, talk to us about whether or not you feel Miami Vice is set for a reboot, or if you are not feeling this one, let us know.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.